Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ. In this video, I will bring to you the second and the third part of banking awareness. I have worked very hard. I have been working very hard for the past 14 days continuously to bring you this video. First part has already been uploaded in English language and this video will also be in English language. This video will not be available in Hindi because it is very difficult to teach technical jargons in Hindi because of my non-Hindi background. And also, please do make sure that you do this video very nicely. I have covered every possible website and every possible newspaper. As they say in English, I have covered every blade of the grass. So I make sure that my hard work does not go waste. And let's begin. Now, I want to make one important announcement that our SBI PO pen drive has been launched and we will provide very high level quant and reasoning question, one new video every day. So for example, just yesterday I have uploaded SURF-IZ Act and blockchain technology in detail on our website. Such videos will be available if you are a pen drive buyer. If you want to buy, call this number 958-004-8004. And this is one of the examples how we put videos every day. So you can see from 9th of February to 17th of February. This is a slightly older screenshot, but if you see the latest screenshot, you will have much more besides these. We have added puzzles, we have added hard level questions for SBI PO, and tonight I am posting idioms, very high level for SBI PO. So make sure you check that out. Anyways, let's begin. So let's talk about SEBI, which is our capital market regulator, Securities and Exchange Board of India. It has relaxed its rules for investing by the angel fund. So what is angel fund? Let's say you start a new company. So initially you will run it with your own money. That is called bootstrap. Bootstrap means when you run a company with your own money. But if you want to expand fast, you might as well want to raise money from the market, from people. So people usually who fund initially the smaller amounts like up to 5 crore or 4 crore like that, they are called angel investors. These are called angel funds. So they come in your life like an angel, but they also take your lot of stake away. So for example, usually if somebody is investing, let's say 10 crore rupees, the guy will take your 20-25% share depending on the, there is no one size fit all in this. Depends on the amount, depends on the company, depends on the profile of the person who is pitching. And in most cases, this turns out to be the most important factor. So what are the requirements previously that acted as a sort of a glass ceiling, and the ceiling has been broken, rules have been relaxed so that more and more people can invest in the market. So the lock-in requirement was previously 3 years, now it is only 1 year. So previously if angel investor used to invest in a startup, the lock-in period was 3 years, now it is 1 year. And the minimum investment period or minimum investment threshold is now only 25 lakh from 50 lakh rupees. So even 25 lakh rupees can be invested. And the upper limit for the number of angel investors in a scheme have been increased from 49 to 200. Previously in a government scheme or in any scheme, the number of angel investors, maximum number was 49. Now it is 200. So for enabling these provisions, there have been amendments made to the SEBI Alternative Investment Fund Regulation 2012. And another thing, please note that angel funds will be allowed to invest in startups incorporated within 5 years, which was earlier 3 years. So even in a 4-year-old startup, angel investors can invest now. Angel funds will be made available to a startup within last 5 years. Previously, it was within 3 years. So all these are very healthy changes, and especially remember these four, that lock-in period has been reduced from 3 years to 1 year. Minimum investment has been reduced from 50 lakh rupees to 25 lakh rupees, and upper limit has been increased from 49 to 200. And last but not the least, the angel investors are now allowed to invest in startups incorporated within 5 years, increased from 3 years. And for enabling these changes, there was a committee which was set up under the able leadership, chairmanship of N.R. Narayan Murthy. And this committee had given its recommendations, and the name of this committee was Alternative Investment Policy Advisory Committee. Okay. Besides, there were other provisions also which were talked about, but these are not important from your exam point of view. I have only covered what is important from your exam point of view. Next, the Reserve Bank of India has agreed to provide 1 billion rupees. 1 billion rupees means 100 crore rupees. Okay, 1 billion is 100 crore. So 1 billion rupees will be provided to the Central Bank of Nepal, which is called the Nepal Rashtra Bank, okay, in 100 rupee denomination, because there is acute shortage of rupees 100 notes in Nepal, again because of demonetization. So now you will wonder why we are giving the Indian money to Nepal, because Nepal has a separate currency. So what will Nepal Central Bank do of Indian 100 rupees? So the thing is that there are a lot of people from Nepal who work in India, and they get paid in Indian denomination, Indian rupees. And these people also need to exchange the notes and get the demonetized currency away. So that is why there is a shortage. And there was a report that there is an acute shortage. Even in November, there was acute shortage of the 100 rupee notes, just like there was a shortage in India. So 100 crore rupees in 100 rupee denomination will be provided to Nepal. Next, UCO Bank. Okay, it has launched its UCO Suvidha prepaid card. So in the exam, they will directly ask you which bank has launched a prepaid card called Suvidha. And the answer is UCO Bank. It is a state-run bank, and the managing director and CEO of UCO Bank is Mr. R.K. Takkar. So basically, as the name says, prepaid card, it can be used for purchases and cash withdrawals, etc. in a digital format. Now, it's a time of robots, and in my last video, I told you that the World Bank has said that 69% of the jobs in India are under threat. There is a danger, there is an acute danger. 69% people can get laid off from the companies because of robotics, and 77% in China. So China is in a even bigger danger than India when it comes to job losses for the masses. And this is according to the World Bank research. Now, one more bank has launched robot. If you remember last year, City Union Bank, CUB, City Union Bank had introduced a robot called Lakshmi, okay? But now HDFC Bank has launched its own robot. Look at this robot, okay? This is the robot, and they say that it is the first humanoid. See, oid means like, so human-like, something that looks like a human. This is a humanoid robot, and it is a IRA, or Intelligent Robotic Assistant. So this will basically reduce the conversation time, and it will talk to the people, and it will help them in transaction. It will provide information. HDFC Bank also said that this robot will not cut jobs. And ICICI Bank had also introduced robotics 2 months back. And ICICI chief Chanda Kochar had also said that robotics will not curb jobs. But let's see what's in store. MoneyTap. MoneyTap is basically, it is a financial technology, fintech company, new company. It's a startup. It's a Bangalore-based startup. It has launched India's first app-based credit line to provide loans. So this is basically an app which provides loans, and it has recently launched zero paper TM technology. So it will be 100% paperless processing of the customer applications. That is, all the loan applications can now be processed online, so without the need for paper. So it is like a eco-friendly thing, and this is the logo of MoneyTap. Moving on. So one of the most important questions which might be asked in the exam. India Post Payment Bank has launched its first 2 branches. So India Post Payment Bank is now launched. Okay, it is the second payment bank in India. Number 1 was Bharti Airtel. It is providing 7.25% interest on deposits. Please note that in a payment bank, you can only deposit amount up to 1 lakh rupees, not more than that. Why not more than that? Because then it will seriously start competing with the commercial bank. In a commercial bank like SBI, for example, if I deposit money, I will get 4% interest only per annum in my savings account. But in a payment bank like Airtel, it is offering 7.25%. So people will start shifting from the commercial bank to the payments bank for small amounts up to 1 lakh rupees. And this is not the idea behind the payments bank. So payment bank can give all the services. It can offer prepaid instruments, it can offer debit cards, it can accept limited deposits, but it cannot offer loans. That is very, very important. It cannot offer loans like the commercial banks. And India Post Payment Bank will open 650 branches as announced by the interim Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of the India Post Payment Bank. Now the third payment bank, first was Bharti Airtel, second is India Post Payment Bank, third will be the Paytm Payment Bank. These are the only payment bank which are being opened. Paytm Payment Bank is yet to open. They said that we will open on 21st of February. Yesterday was 21st of February, but I did not hear any news that Paytm Payment Bank has been opened. So we'll see. We'll follow it up. Now, this is the statement that was given by our finance minister Arun Jaitley. He said that payment bank will pose a challenge to the traditional commercial banks on smaller deposits. Why? Because they offer more interest and there is low overhead cost. Okay, like for example, in India Post Payment Bank, whenever you withdraw the money from this, you will not have to pay any interest. Okay, any money. In Bharti Airtel, you will have to pay some money when you withdraw the money. So these are some advantages which these payment bank will post. More, they will provide more interest. They will have low overheads or low charges for the consumers. But these are very important for financial inclusion because they are paying more interest, so people will naturally be attracted. But please remember that they cannot offer loans. That is very important. Otherwise, they offer all the services, all the payment services. You can use them for your payments. You can use them for your limited deposits, etc. So that's all you need to know. So the first payment bank in India is Bharti Airtel. First government or public sector payment bank is the India Post Payment Bank. And the first overall payment bank or first private is Bharti Airtel. Next, AP Singh. AP Singh is the interim managing director and chief executive officer. So he is only temporary for the time being till they find a proper person, very qualified person to take over as the managing director and CEO of the India Post Payment Bank. And India Post Payment Bank will have three types of accounts: the Safal account, the Sugam account, and the Saral account. I repeat, Safal account, Sugam account, and the Saral account. So you need not go into the detail, but just remember that Safal account is the regular account and Sugam account is your basic savings account. And there is no minimum balance requirement. Although I was listening to the speech of Mr. AP Singh, he said that banks will request the customers to deposit at least 100 rupees, but it is not compulsory. It is not legally binding. Okay, there is no minimum balance requirement, although the bank will request the customers that when you open the account, then 100 rupees you please deposit. And if you remember, no minimum balance requirement is also there in Jan Dhan account. Even a Jan Dhan account you can open for 0 rupees. And the Safal and the Sugam account and the Saral account, all of these three accounts can be opened only if you are more than 10 years of age, just like Jan Dhan account. Even a Jan Dhan account can be opened if you are more than 10 years of age. But there is one difference. For opening Safal and Sugam account, you should have a KYC done. Whereas a Saral account can be opened without KYC also. That is, know your customer verification using Aadhaar card, etc. is compulsory for Safal and Sugam, but not for Saral. And what are the interest rate that this bank will provide? So for balance up to 25,000 rupees, you will have 4.5% interest. For 25,000 to 50,000, you will have 5%, and above 50,000, you will have 5.5%. So these are the three values. And Airtel Payment Bank, as I said, it will provide 7.25% interest. So Airtel Payment Bank is providing more interest than the India Post Payment Bank. And please note that there are no charges on cash withdrawal in India Post Payment Bank. So that is one advantage over the Airtel Payment Bank. Now, IPPB, India Post Payment Bank, has opened the first two branches in Raipur and Ranchi. Moving on, State Bank of India, the largest lender in India, the largest bank overall in India, has decided to completely write off merchant discount rate charges on debit card transactions for all the small merchants having an annual turnover of up to 20 lakh rupees. So that means for smaller merchants or the merchants whose annual turnover is less than 20 lakh rupees, banks will not charge them merchant discount rate on debit card transactions. What does this mean? What is merchant discount rate? So if I am a merchant, then I will sell some product or service, right? And I will receive money from my customer for that. Now my customer will deposit that money in my account, in my current account, and that person might do a debit card transaction. So when a consumer is doing debit card transaction to give me the money, then it will be accepted by the bank on my behalf, and banks have to incur some cost for that. So that cost, some cost they charge from the merchant because they are accepting payment from the consumers on behalf of the merchant. So this is charged on credit card, debit card, every time a card is used for payments like swiping in the stores, etc. And the merchant discount rate is expressed in percentage of the transaction amount. So what is the MDR policy by the RBI? This is the amount that is charged. MDR for debit card transaction is 0.75% for transaction value up to 2,000 rupees and 1% for transaction value above rupees 2,000. That is what the merchants had to pay. But now SBI has said that we will not charge this. Why? So that merchants are encouraged to use debit cards for transaction. So that is why. And this is like giving more stress on cashless India. Again, this is to promote digital transactions, that the State Bank of India has done this. So merchant discount rate was effective from September 2012. It had rationalized, or it has put some figures to it. It has standardized the merchant discount rate for debit cards. And what was the rate? Remember this, it was 0.75% for transaction values up to rupees 2000 and 1% for transaction values above rupees 2000. So if it is 5000 rupees transaction, then what will be the merchant discount rate? 1% of it, that is 50 rupees the merchants had to pay to the bank. Now, next news, Axis Bank. Axis Bank has become the third bank in India to use blockchain solutions. Okay. Now, just yesterday, last night, I have put a detailed video of what is blockchain technology. It is a 25-minute video which is put on our website for our pen drive and tablet users. And I have explained in detail what is blockchain solution and how it will reduce the cost for the bank. So, which is the first bank in India to use blockchain? ICICI Bank. Okay, it is also the largest private bank in India, ICICI Bank, and it is also something known as domestic systemically important bank. Okay, only two banks in India have the status of domestic systemically important bank. One is the ICICI Bank, and the second is the State Bank of India. And the second bank to use second bank to use blockchain technology is Yes Bank, and the third is now Axis Bank. So, and Axis Bank is also the third largest private bank in India. So that is the Axis Bank, and the head of Axis Bank is Shikha Sharma. So Axis Bank has tied up with Ripple. Ripple, it is a financial technology company, and Ripple will help Axis Bank to enable blockchain technology. ICICI Bank number 1, Yes Bank number 2, and Axis Bank is the third bank to give blockchain solution. Now, World Bank, it has decreased India's GDP growth estimation. I had also made a separate video on the expected growth projection by all the agencies of the world, including the World Bank. World Bank is headquartered at the capital of America, that is the Washington DC, and its president is Jim Yong Kim of South Korea. Jim Yong Kim. Okay. World Bank, previously it had said that India's growth will be 7.6%. From 1st April 2016 to 31st March 2017, that is the financial year 2017. But now they have decreased it to 7%. And for 2018 financial year, that is 2017-18, they have kept it at 7.6%, India's GDP growth. So 7% this year, which is about to end, 7.6% next year, and 7.8% in financial year 2020. These are the three projections. So keep that in mind. The Bureau of Indian Standards, BIS, it has revised the Indian standard on gold hallmarking, and it was effective from January the 1st, 2017. That is the first day of the calendar year 2017. Now the hallmark gold jewelry will be available in 3 grades. You know that carat is used to denote the quality of the gold. So these 3 grades of gold that will be written on the gold will be 14 karat, 18 karat and 22 karat. I repeat, 14 karat, 18 karat and 22 karat. These are the 3 grades of cartage that will be put on the gold. So let's say you are buying gold. What all the things can you see on the gold now? 4 things. Which are those 4 things? These 4 things are, first is the BIS mark. That is the Bureau of Indian Standards mark. This mark you will be able to see on your gold. So let's say this is the gold that you buy. You will see this mark. That is this. If the gold is pure, you will also see the carat value of the gold, that is the cartage. So whether it is 14, 18 or 22. And the third thing that you will see is the center's identification mark, that is the center or the organization which will judge the quality of the gold. And the fourth is the jeweler's identification mark. So these are the 4 things that you will see on the gold jewelry. 4 marks total. And what is the carat grade? These are 3. Total 4 things you will see. Now HDFC Ergo, it is a general insurance company. It has launched a new policy which is called Trade Credit Insurance Policy. Trade credit insurance, you very well know what is insurance. It is like a hedging mechanisms to decrease the risk. So trade credit insurance policy. Why? to safeguard businesses against the risks of non-payment for the goods or services delivered to the buyers. So this is especially detrimental for the startups, because startups, they cannot afford any blockage in the credit. So that is why they can avail this policy, which is the trade credit insurance policy. Next, Citibank. Citibank's headquarters is in New York, South Dakota, United States of America, and Citibank has launched something known as voice biometrics in Asia Pacific. So now two-factor authentication will be rendered meaningless because you have voice authentication, and voice is something that cannot be duplicated easily. So it is user specific, it is unique to a user, and now it will be made central to the security apparatus for your logging in the bank processes. And it has become the first bank which has rolled out voice biometric authentication across Asia Pacific. It has been launched by Citibank. Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog is the new name of Planning Commission. All the policies were made by Planning Commission, and now earlier when Planning Commission was there, the states were not happy because they believed that states did not have enough representation in the framing of the policies. But now in Niti Aayog, it has all the chief ministers as part of the Niti Aayog, and there is adequate representation of the states also in the policy framework. So Niti Aayog is the new name of Planning Commission, and Niti Aayog has also taken a decision. Now the 5-year plans are over. So right now we are having the 12th 5-year plan, and it is the last 5-year plan. So now we will not have any more 5-year plan. There will be 3-year action plans instead of 5, and there will be a 15-year vision document. So after 5 cycles of 3-year action plan, there will be a 15-year vision document instead of 5-year plan. And this was said in the review of the 5-year plan, which is due to end in the financial year 2018. So this is the last year which has begun, or which will begin on the 1st of April for the 5-year plan. So only 12 5-year plans will be there. There will not be any more 5-year plans. And what they said, what Niti Aayog said, Niti Aayog has estimated our growth for the year which is about to end in 40 days as 8%. Now this is maybe too positive, but then they were honest. They said that we have not taken into account the effect of demonetization. Had they taken into account, they would have surely decreased their estimates. And Niti Aayog, there are 1 or 2 people that you should know. Chairman of Niti Aayog is always the Prime Minister. So he is the, by virtue of his post, is the chairman of Niti Aayog. And the vice chairman is Mr. Arvind Pangaria, and the CEO or Chief Executive Officer of Niti Aayog is Mr. Amitabh Kant. Okay, that you should know. And Airtel Payments Bank, it is the first payment bank in India. And you know that recently its branch was inaugurated by Arun Jaitley ji. And what is the outlay for Airtel Payment Bank? So it has been launched with an initial investment of 3,000 crore rupees, and it will be opened across the country. Okay. If I ask you which is the first state where Airtel Payment Bank was opened, it is Rajasthan. First Airtel Payment Bank was opened in Rajasthan. So what are the features? So as I said, it will provide 7.25% interest on deposits in the savings account, but there is a limit, 1 lakh rupees only. Anyways, mobile number will act as your bank account number. So all this I am sure you already know, and you can do your electronic KYC. You don't need to do the paperwork and all. You just need your Aadhaar number and your mobile number. Mobile number is your bank account and Aadhaar number is your KYC. And you can transfer money. You can use Airtel to Airtel numbers within Airtel Payment Bank. Free money transfer from Airtel to Airtel number, or you can transfer to any bank account in India. And you will also get a free personal accidental insurance policy of 1 lakh rupees with every savings account. So these are some features of the Payments Bank. Now, State General Reserve Fund of Oman. Oman is a Middle East country. Its capital is Muscat. Oman Reserve Fund, it is called SGRF, or State General Reserve Fund of Oman. It's a sovereign wealth fund, and the State Bank of India together, they will infuse this much amount. So State General Reserve Bank of Oman, State General Reserve Fund of Oman will infuse or will put $150 million, and State Bank of India will put $50 million in the joint fund of both countries, which is called Oman India Joint Investment Fund. And why this fund is being made between two countries? For having mutual cooperation in the field of investments. So it is a fund which is focused on investing in the mid-market segment in India. Now, our market regulator SEBI, it has reduced the turnover fee which was levied on stockbrokers. So it's a huge sigh of relief for stockbrokers because their fee has been reduced by 25% to rupees 15 per 1 crore or per crore of turnover from the current 20 rupees per crore of turnover. So stockbrokers will be able to save 5 rupees more for every 1 crore rupees of turnover. And why it has been done? It has been done to promote the development of the securities market, more to attract more and more people. Now, in my last video, I told you that UK Sinha is the chairman of SEBI. So now he has been changed with immediate effect. So please make that correction. It is Mr. Ajay Tyagi. He is the 9th SEBI chairman, and it is very, very latest. In fact, I think he will take his position from 1st of March, though this announcement was made on 9th of February. So the new chairman of SEBI is Ajay Tyagi. He is the 9th chairman of SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. National Payments Corporation of India, or NPCI. What is NPCI? You must have heard this name every time you hear RuPay debit card or things like that. So National Payments Corporation of India, it is an umbrella organization. Umbrella means there are many things under it. It is parent organization for all the retailing payment systems in the country. It has said that 54 crore rupees worth of prize money has been given so far to 3.42 lakh winners of Niti Aayog's lucky draw scheme. Now, Niti Aayog had started two schemes to encourage consumers to pay digitally. One was the Lucky Grahak Yojana and second was the Digi Dhan Vyapar Yojana. And both of these schemes will end on 14th of April, which is the birthday of Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar ji. So these two schemes are Lucky Grahak Yojana and Digi Dhan Vyapar Yojana. And how much money was spent on these schemes? 340 crore rupees. 300 crore rupees was the money that was given to consumers and merchants as prize money, and 40 crore was on marketing promotion, that is on awareness and publicity. And these schemes were that if you pay digitally, you can be the lucky draw winner. So 15,000 daily winners were provided prize money of 1.5 crore rupees. And in addition, 14,000 there will be weekly winners, and total prize money would be 8.3 crore rupees, which will be given to these 14,000 weekly winners every week. So how much amount has been disbursed so far? 54 crore rupees. And how many lucky winners so far? 3.42 lakh winners of this scheme. And these two schemes were the project by initiatives of Niti Aayog. And please note that who are eligible for being in the lucky draw. So if you pay using RuPay card, Bhim, which is based on UPI, now Bhim is also available on Mac, that is iOS platform, not only Android. So if you pay using Bharat interface for money, which is a UPI based interface, or you use USSD, or you use USSD, you have to use your mobile phone, *99# service, or Aadhaar enabled payment service, that is IBPS, then you are eligible for lucky draw. Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, which is our government telecom company, and it is the largest telecom company in India. BSNL still has the largest user base in India. So BSNL has launched something known as Sanchar Aadhaar. Sanchar Aadhaar, it is Aadhaar based e-KYC, electronic KYC and digital customer engagement. So even BSNL is upgrading itself. Now the KYC can be done electronically using Aadhaar. And also, if you remember last week, there was a judgment by the Honorary Supreme Court that now all the mobile phone numbers, they should be Aadhaar linked for better security, privacy, basically for security. So there was a PIL which was filed in the Honorary Supreme Court, the Apex Court, and now all the mobile phone numbers will be linked to the Aadhaar card. And BSNL has also launched something which is known as Customer Acquisition and Customer Communication Management, which is called CACMS. So the reason I have covered this is because sometimes in exam they ask you the abbreviations which are common or which are in news. Now, after demonetization, there was a severe dearth, scarcity of currency in the market, currency notes. So for that, Reserve Bank of India press had its work cut out, and Mysuru printing press has made a world record for printing highest number of notes in one single day. So this is the printing press which is called Mudran printing press in Mysuru, and I am waiting for the cleanliness survey of this year, and I'm sure Mysuru will again be the cleanest city in India for third year in a row. Anyways, Mysuru, it has broken all the past records for printing the highest number of currency notes in December. So more than 1 crore notes were printed on a single day. Not 1 crore value, 1 crore proper physical notes were printed on a single day. And the previous record was 8.7 million notes, that is 87 lakh notes, which were printed by American currency printing press. And also printing wastage in America is 4%, whereas in Mysuru it is only 2%. And the cost per currency printing. So for printing one note, America spends 4 rupees, and in Mysuru it is only 3 rupees and 40 paisa. So we are technologically not far behind. In fact, we are better in some cases with vis-a-vis America. Next, World Bank, as always, it has given us a loan. So this time it is $48 million loan. $1 million is 6.7 crore rupees. If you consider the value of $1 to be 67 rupees. So you can multiply it by 6.7, you will get the value in crore rupees. So $48 million is the amount of loan that has been given to India for Nagaland Health Project. So Nagaland Health Project, basically the health services in Nagaland will be upgraded, and for that of course capital is required, which will be provided by World Bank. And the deadline is 31st March 2023. That is the closing date of Nagaland Health Project. Future Group. Future Group, you know, the Big Bazaar and Pantaloons and all this comes under Future Group. So Future Group's chairman, CEO is Kishore Biani. I have had the privilege to meet Kishore Biani personally in 2014, and very brilliant person, brilliant insights into consumer retail. He's also called father of organized retail in India. He started Big Bazaar, he started Pantaloons, he started Shopper Stop and whatnot. So Future Group, Kishore Biani and State Bank of India, together they will launch a co-branded credit card. So if this is the credit card, then you will see the logo of Future Group also and of State Bank of India also. So this is another step in upgradation or technological advancement in the retail ecosystem in India. The Insurance Regulatory Authority of India, which is called the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India or IRDAI, it has constituted a committee to review the life insurance product regulation. So basically the purpose of this committee is to see how the insurance product or insurance delivery in the Indian ecosystem can be upgraded, and what are the modifications that can be made to the insurance sector as a whole to bring about the betterment of this sector as a whole. So Amitabh Chaudhary, he is the CEO of HDFC Standard Life Insurance Company. He has been appointed as the chairman of this committee. Okay, remember in the exam they might ask you directly who has been made the chairman, or they can ask Amitabh Chaudhary committee has been constituted for what purpose. So it has been constituted for upgrading the insurance product in India, to review the insurance product regulations in India, and total 8 members are there in this committee. Now there is a study which is done by Oxfam, and it's a brilliant study, and this shows the economic disparity or income disparity in India. That is, rich is getting richer and poor is getting poorer. Our poverty alleviation rate is still one of the lowest in India. So India's richest 1% people have 58% of the wealth of India. I repeat, only 1% top people in India have almost 58% wealth of India, and just 57 billionaires in India have the same wealth as the bottom 70% of the population of the country. So you can see the economic disparity in India. And if you see, 84 billionaires are there in India, and their total wealth is $248 billion. Can you believe it? So the top 3 people in India right now are Mukesh Ambani, his wealth is $19.3 billion. Second richest is Dilip Sanghvi, his wealth is $16.7 billion, and Azim Premji of Wipro is 15 billion USD. So the total Indian wealth is $3.1 trillion. Okay, and if you see the top 57, then it is 70% of 3.1 trillion. So I don't want to be too harsh on India, because even see in every country it is like that. If you see America, their total wealth is $255 trillion. Okay, and if you see in America, the wealth which is held by billionaires, it is 6.5 trillion. So the top 3 richest people in America are Bill Gates of Microsoft, $75 billion. Amancio Ortega. Amancio Ortega is the founder of Zara. You must have tried Zara clothing, very premium brand from Spain. And Warren Buffett, the famous investor, his assets are worth 60.8 billion USD. So this is the Oxfam study. Remember these figures, especially these related to India. International Monetary Fund, which is headquartered at the same place where World Bank headquarters is there, that is Washington DC, the capital of USA. So IMF chief is Christine Lagarde of France. She is a French lawyer. She has been appointed as the chief of Secretary General of IMF for second term. This is her second term going on. She visited India also last year. So International Monetary Fund has lowered India's growth projection by a full percentage point, that is 100 basis points. So previously their estimation was India's GDP will grow by 7.6%, but now they have said India's GDP will grow by 6.6%. What about the world growth? So world growth is 3.4% this year and 3.6% in 2018. So this is unchanged. 3.4% they said in October estimate also. But in their October estimate last year, they said India's GDP will grow by 7.6%. So India's GDP growth they have decreased, but the world GDP growth they have kept constant. And IMF also said that India's GDP growth will pick up because of remonetization. So they have pegged it for financial year 2018 at 7.2%. Although they have decreased this also. Previously, they had said that India's GDP will grow next year, that is financial year 2018, at 7.6%, but now they have reduced it to 7.2%. So for this year, which is about to end, 6.6%, for next year, it is 7.2%. Yes Bank. Yes Bank has launched something known as Yes FinTech. And what is that? It is a business accelerator program in collaboration with two companies. What is T-Hub and one is Anthill. T-Hub, it is a startup incubator by Telangana government. So they might as well ask in the exam, which bank has partnered with Telangana government for accelerator program? It is Yes Bank. T-Hub means Telangana Hub. And Anthill, it is basically a scaling platform for early growth stage startups. That is acceleration stage of the startups. And you know that RBI, since demonetization, had been changing the rule every day to make our lives hell. But, and this is their latest. So this I am quoting 16 February evening, very latest. So from 20th February, that is day before yesterday, now you can withdraw 50,000 rupees per week. Okay. Right now you can withdraw 24,000 per week from your savings account. But it has been increased to 50,000, and from 13th of March, there won't be any limit on cash withdrawal from saving bank account. So 13 March, we can finally celebrate Cash Independence Day. And that's the date when all the cash withdrawal limits will be removed. So, and all the limits on cash withdrawal vis-a-vis current account have already been removed. Now, the Income Tax Department has asked the banks to report deposits in any account aggregating 10 lakh rupees in a year, as well as cash payments of rupees 1 lakh or more on credit card bills. So if you have done any shopping from your credit card which is more than 1 lakh, then you will now be in the books of the IT department, CBDT. And also if you have deposits, cash deposits exceeding 10 lakh rupees, then also you will be in the books of IT department. The government's specified banknote cessation of liabilities ordinance has made holding of more than 10 demonetized rupees 500 and 1000 currency notes an offense. Now there is a minimum fine of 10,000 rupees. So I told you in the last video also that now if you have old demonetized 500 or old rupees 1000 currency, then it is it is illegal. So you can be fined 10,000 rupees, that is minimum for that, and you can't hold more than 10 such notes. Okay. Also, the RBI has kept limits on prepaid instrument services provider or e-wallet to load up to rupees 20,000 instead of 10,000 from before. So this is easy. For example, Paytm, which is a prepaid payment service provider. So its limit was increased to 20,000 from 10,000. And also for merchants, it is 50,000. And if you have a KYC done, then it can be increased to 1 lakh on Paytm. So the 20,000 right now is the limit non-KYC for prepaid payment service providers like Paytm. Now let's talk about traders. So those traders who are registered with the APMC, very important, Agricultural Produce Market Committee, and mandis, they can withdraw up to 50,000 a week from their current account. And additionally, 60-day grace period is given for farmers who can repay their crop loans, and they can avail 3% interest subvention. That is 3% interest will be waived off. Farmers are also allowed to withdraw up to 25,000 a week from their loan or deposit accounts. Now, Karang it is a small lake island in Manipur. It has become country's first cashless island. Cashless, okay? It is the first cashless island, and this island is located in the middle of Loktak Lake, the very, very famous Loktak Lake of Manipur, which is the largest freshwater lake in northeast India. Karang Lake in Manipur. And Karang, it's a lake island in between Loktak. It is India's first cashless island. Now, one very, very important development I would like to tell you. Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank, in short, it is called AIIB. Now, China, it wanted to end the dominance of Japan and USA. You know that USA and China, USA and Japan, they are very good friends. And USA and Japan together, they have a bank called ADB, which is dominated by USA and Japan. So ADB, mostly it is dominated by Japan. And of course, China and Japan, they are eternal foes. They are not friends. They are enemies. So therefore, China wanted a bank of its own. World Bank and IMF, they are dominated by USA. ADB is dominated by Japan. And NDB is not clear who will dominate. That is the BRICS bank. So China wanted a bank of its own. So last year, it established AIIB, which is a China-dominated bank. And it had 57 members, founding members. India, one of very important members in AIIB. And total capital was $100 billion. In fact, if you recall in NDB also when it started, then the corpus was $100 billion. So China is the largest shareholder in AIIB, of course, because it is a China-sponsored bank. In fact, the headquarters of AIIB is in Beijing, and the headquarters of NDB, New Development Bank, also called the BRICS Bank, is in Shanghai. India is the second largest shareholder in AIIB with 7.5%. Followed by Russia and then Germany. So India holds considerable weightage in AIIB. Now the big news is that 30 more countries want to be a part of AIIB. So the total number can be increased to 87 now. So let's see if China finally approves. But as of now, 57 countries are a member of AIIB. India is projected to grow by 7.7% in financial year, which is ending in 40 days time. That is financial year 2017. You can also say fiscal 2017. Fiscal and financial year means the same thing. So this is as per the United Nations latest report, and 7.6% in 2018. So UN has been really kind. This is a rather generous estimation by the United Nations. Punjab National Bank, PNB, government bank, Punjab National Bank, it has signed a memorandum of understanding with India Post Payment Bank. Why? Who will provide the technology for India Post Payment Bank? After all, it's a public sector bank. So another public sector bank, that is Punjab National Bank, will provide all the technology. That is, the technology platform for India Post Payment Bank will be provided by PNB. And where will be the headquarter of India Post Payment Bank? It will be headquartered in New Delhi. The Reserve Bank of India, RBI, has imposed a penalty on this particular bank. It is called Bombay Mercantile Cooperative Bank. It's a cooperative bank, Bombay Mercantile Cooperative Bank. How much penalty? 75 crore rupees. Why? Because it was involved in money laundering. It was not following rules and regulations. That is, it was flouting the rules. It was violating the norms, KYC norms. So that is why. Remember the bank, Bombay Mercantile Cooperative Bank. What is a cooperative bank? Cooperative bank is where the banking services are available only to the members. Now, our central government, recently there was a committee which was set up, and it was chaired by a person no less than the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. So, Shri Narendra Modi chaired a meeting, and it gave the approval to exclude state governments or states except, so remember these four: Arunachal Pradesh, which is a state, Delhi, which is a union territory, Kerala and Madhya Pradesh. So this is a very, very important question. Arunachal Pradesh, Delhi, Kerala and Madhya Pradesh, they are not excluded from National Small Saving Fund. And I'll tell you the reason for that. Now, all the states are exempted. Excluded except these four from the National Small Saving Fund investments. And why it is done? So I'll tell you that. And it also approved providing a one-time loan of 45,000 crore rupees from NSSF to Food Corporation of India. This is very important, because if the Food Corporation of India takes a loan of 45,000 crore from NSSF, then it will have to pay less interest. Now, Arunachal Pradesh, Delhi, Kerala and Madhya Pradesh, they will continue availing NSSF loans. So this is the explanation for that. See, this was the recommendation of 14th Finance Commission, and 14th Finance Commission was chaired by Y.V. Reddy, who is the ex-governor of Reserve Bank of India. So it recommended that the state government should be excluded from the NSSF investment operations because the NSSF loans come at an extra cost to the state government and the market rates are considerably lower. Now this is slightly opposite. For example, take a look at this. National Small Saving Fund, it will extend a part of its collections to the FCI to meet the food subsidy requirement. Now you will say that when the NSSF loan is costlier, why it is not giving to the state but it is giving to the FCI? So the reason is here. Because in FCI, it will reduce its interest cost. So NSSF has a mechanism by which the interest cost is lower but the overall cost to the state is higher. So for example, FCI, Food Corporation of India, right now it takes its capital loan through the cash credit limit. And what is the interest rate? Interest rate is more than 10% and short-term loan at a weighted average interest rate of 9.40. Okay. Whereas the NSSF can provide the loan at only 8.8%. So there will be a considerable, you can see here, there will be a considerable decrease in the loan. And this money, who will save? It will be saved by Food Corporation of India. And this money that is saved, it can be used to give the food subsidy to the poor. So that is why. So NSSF is costlier to the states, but it is not costlier to the FCI. Because apart from the interest rate also, there are additional costs which the states have to incur. That is the reason. Now let's talk about Kerala Grameen Bank. So Kerala Grameen Bank, it has started something very, very important. It is called financial literacy. Okay, this is FL. Financial literacy at school. So you know that, you have also passed out from school. You know that in the school, there is practically no significance given to the financial aspect of the things like personal finance, etc. So lot of things will be taught at school, and Kerala Grameen Bank has partnered with lot of schools in Kerala to provide financial literacy. So like there will be financial literary clubs, there will be debating competitions, there will be financial literary related classes, financial literary booklets, material literature and so on. So this was announced by Kerala Grameen Bank chairman. His name is KV Shaji. Now the center and the states, they have decided to tone down, okay, ameliorate a little the penal provisions. Why? Because GST Council said so. See, initially when the GST will be applied, there will be people who will flout the rules, or not exactly flout the rules, they will not be aware of it. So bail will be granted to people for tax evasion up to 2 crore rupees. Previously, if you evade the tax, it is a non-bailable warrant and you can be given the bail only by the court under the IPC, Indian Penal Code 1860. But now, as per the latest decision of the GST Council, which is headed by Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, it has been decided that up to 2 rupees, if somebody evades the taxes, then he can be given the bail and he does not need to go to court. It can be granted within the framework of the law. And government, next important news is government has banned the cooperative banks or barred the cooperative banks from accepting the deposits under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. What was this scheme? This scheme, one of the provision was that 25% of your undeclared, undisclosed income you have to invest in a bank and you will not get any interest. That is, it will be interest-free deposits of 4 years. Okay, that is like a punishment for you, that on that money you will not get any interest for 4 years. And how much money you have to deposit in a bank? 25%. So that you can deposit in any bank. This was what was decided previously, but now some people were involved. They were found involved in lot of unfair and unsavory activities. That is, they were converting their black money to white using cooperative banks. So according to the latest diktat which is given by the government, cooperative banks cannot accept. Rest all the other banks which are under the Banking Regulation Act of 1949, they are authorized to accept the money under Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Now there is a dairy company called Quality Limited. It has signed an agreement with Bank of Baroda, India's international bank, Bank of Baroda, headquartered in Gujarat at Vadodara. for providing 4,000 crore rupee loan to the Quality Limited's 1 lakh farmers. So basically it is a dairy company, right? So those farmers which are into dairy industry, they have domesticated various cattle, they bring milk and give it to the company, and company needs to give those farmers liquidity so that they can survive. Therefore, Bank of Baroda will give a loan of 4,000 crore rupees to Quality Limited company so that it can pay to the farmers. And the company, it's a very big company, Quality Limited. It has a network of 3.25 lakh farmers spread across 4,500 villages in the Hindi belt, that is the Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Rajasthan. Punjab National Bank, again it is in news. Why? Because it has launched a contactless credit card. So now you will ask me, what is a contactless credit card? So you need to swipe your credit card in a machine like this. Okay, now you don't need to swipe. You just bring your credit card near the machine, and using the near field communication technology or NFC technology, remember this name, near field communication technology, all the data from the credit card will automatically be taken by the machine. This is called a contactless credit card. And a lot of banks have already launched it, but PNB has recently launched it. And what is the name? Name of this credit card is Wave and Pay. Wave and Pay. And there is no need to enter the PIN for transaction up to 2,000 rupees. That is, double factor authentication is not required. And which platform they will use? Visa. Visa Platinum platform Punjab National Bank will use. And Punjab National Bank was also in news because it is providing technological platform to India Post Payment Bank. And Punjab National Bank's president or chief is a very capable lady, Usha Ananta Subramaniam. That also you have to remember. Then let's talk about a very important bank, which is the Small Finance Bank. And I have been talking non-stop about Payments Bank, but let's not forget there is another category of bank, Small Finance Bank. So how many small finance banks have been opened so far? Recently there was 5th small finance bank that was opened. Its name is Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, and its holding company is Utkarsh Microfinance. Where is the headquarter? Varanasi, which is the Lok Sabha constituency of Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi in Uttar Pradesh. So Utkarsh Finance Microfinance has started Utkarsh Small Finance Bank, and it is the 5th small finance bank to be opened in India. Okay, and UK's Commonwealth Development Corporation has infused 150 crore rupees in this bank, and this will be mainly operational in the North India. Now you will ask me, which are the other 4 small finance banks which have been opened? So the very first, now listen very carefully, okay? The first small finance bank in India was the Capital Local Area Bank. Now please note, Capital Local Area Bank was the first small finance bank in India. It was opened in Jalandhar. Now, after opening Local Area Bank, it was upgraded to Capital Small Finance Bank. So if you hear Capital Local Area Bank, that is CLAB, or Capital Small Finance Bank, they mean the same thing. The only difference is that when first small finance bank was opened, which was the Capital Local Area Bank, it was upgraded. It was given the license to open small finance bank at other places also. Previously it was opened only in Jalandhar. Now it is in Ludhiana also. Now it is expanding in Punjab at lot of places. So the local status was done away with, and now it is a general bank. It is a Capital Small Finance Bank, not local anymore. So it has its branches in Jalandhar, Ludhiana, etc. And its founder is Sarvajit Singh Samra. Remember this person's name, Sarvajit Singh Samra. So this was the first bank to be opened. Then 2 banks opened on the same day. One is the Ujivan, along with Utkarsh Microfinance, this bank also started on the same day. This was the 4th bank to be opened in India. Sarvodaya Microfinance, small finance bank, and it will operate mostly in Maharashtra. So second and third banks were Ujivan Small Finance Bank, and there is a small bank called Equitas Small Finance Bank. So total these are the 5 small finance banks operational in India, which was the first CLAB, Capital Local Area Bank Limited, which is now called Capital Small Finance Bank because it has been given a license to operate in more than 1 cities. To educate people about banking codes, okay, like the IFSC code, etc., at grassroots level, the Banking Codes and Standard Board of India, which is called BCSBI, it will organize something known as Know Your Rights. Know Your Rights program in all the states, and you should know that for Banking Codes and Standard Board of India, that is BCSBI, our CEO for that is Mr. Anand Aras. So, basically what has happened is that lot of people in the villages, etc., they have opened their accounts like Jandhan account, and now they will open their accounts in payment bank and small finance bank. But the banking knowledge is still very limited. So this program, Know Your Rights by the SBI, will help in educating the rural folklore. Next, the government allowed the national NABARD, basically, okay, the full form is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, also called NABARD in short. By the way, NABARD notification is very soon, it will be out, so do notify me as soon as it comes out. And NABARD will raise 20,000 crore rupees for giving the loans to the farmer so that they can buy the crops, and these funds, 20,000 crore rupees, will be used to give loans to cooperative banks also at an interest of 4.5% rupees. Another very, very important thing, Kisan credit cards are being converted to RuPay debit cards. Why? Because RuPay debit cards have more scope. That is why. So Kisan credit cards are being converted into RuPay or ATM enabled cards by cooperative banks, and 20,000 crore rupees is the outlay for the project. NABARD was established in 1982. France has issued green bonds. What are green bonds? What is a bond, by the way? It is a debt instrument, that is the companies, to reduce their debts, it classify or segregates the debt into smaller entities which are called bonds, and you can invest in the bonds and get a assured fixed income just like debenture. When it comes to India, bond and debenture mean the same thing, absolutely same. The difference is only legal and not practical. So green bonds are issued, and almost 7 billion euro sale was done in a very short time. So these are, these will be issued for investing in the renewable energy bonds, also called green bonds. And then Poland was the first country to enter the green bond market. France has issued it because France is also a signatory to the that was the COP21 climate conference, where it is a signatory to that. So it also requires its ecosystem to have more green projects, environment friendly, sustainable projects. That is why Poland was the first country to issue green bonds. By the way, there is something known as masala bonds also. These are the rupee denominated bonds for overseas investors. Reserve Bank, it has, now listen to this very carefully. I am an Indian company. Can I go and invest in any country? So far there was no restriction, but FATF was established in 1989. And what is the purpose of FATF? The purpose of FATF is that it keeps a check on any money laundering or any terrorism threat. Terrorism financing, for example, is a big issue. So FATF has now said that it will give out a list, and in that list, if there is a country which is classified as non-cooperative country and territory, then you will not invest. Companies are barred or banned from investing in countries which are categorized as non-cooperative in nature, and this was a diktat which was given by the Reserve Bank. So there are now reasonable restrictions when you want to invest overseas. Remember that, FATF. Now, State Bank of India, it has launched SBI Exclusive. It is a wealth management offering for high net worth individuals, that is rich people. Okay, wealth management offering. So it is not the first time that SBI Exclusive has been launched. Previously, it was launched in Bengaluru and Delhi last year, and now it has been launched in Kochi also. And very soon it is expanding to the full Kerala state. There are plans to open to adopt this wealth management platform in all the districts of Kerala. So it was launched in Bengaluru and Delhi, and now in Kochi. It is called SBI Exclusive. Karnataka Bank. I had already told you in last video in the part 1 of banking awareness that Karnataka Bank managing director and CEO is P. Jayaram Bhatt. So Karnataka Bank has partnered with a company called Tirath Agro Technology, which also brands its products under the brand name Shaktiman. So Tirath Agro Technology, it's a big company. It manufactures agriculture equipments, and there is a tie-up between Karnataka Bank and Tirath Agro Technology for financing agricultural mechanization. Cash or Cash E, it is basically a loan giving app, and this app is made by a company called Aries Financial Technology Private Limited. Okay, I repeat, Aries Financial Technology Private Limited is a company which has manufactured an app or made an app called Cash E, and this app has now partnered with Paytm. So why? Because it wants Paytm to deposit cash transfers from the app to Paytm wallets. That is why. And Aries Financial Technology is, its chairman is V. Ramana Kumar, and Paytm chairman is or founder is Vijay Shekhar Sharma. Now another very important example of bunk assurance. Bunk assurance is when an insurance company sells its products through the bank, because banks have a big consumer base. Therefore, insurance companies, their interests are better served when they partner with a bank. So there is a insurance company called Future Generali India Insurance Company, FGIL. It has done a bank assurance agreement with Bank of Maharashtra. Now Bank of Maharashtra will sell Future Generali India Insurance Company's products through its own consumer base and charge a certain share. So it's a mutually profitable agreement, bank assurance. And the important people are KG Krishnamurthy Rao, who is the managing director and CEO of Future Generali India Insurance. This you need not know, but you need to know this. Who is the managing director and CEO of Bank of Maharashtra? It's a very important bank. Ravindra Prabhakar Marathe. Lakshmi Vilas Bank. Lakshmi Vilas Bank has launched something known as Mission FinFit. Okay, it is basically a financial planning platform, and they have done it in association with Fisdom, which is a financial technology company, which has helped the Lakshmi Vilas Bank to launch its own platform called Mission FinFit. And important person in Lakshmi Vilas Bank is its Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Parthasarthi Mukherjee. FICCI, Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, it has said that India's GDP growth will be 6.8% for this financial year, that is financial year 2017, ending after 40 days. And this is 0.5 percentage points lower than their previous estimate. Previously, FICCI had said that India will grow by 7.3%. Now it has reduced it by 0.5 percentage points or 50 basis points to 6.8%. Next, India's largest liquefied natural gas importer, LNG importer, Petronet, it has signed an agreement with Bangladesh's company called Petro Bangla. And together, Petronet will help setting up a 950 million, almost 1 billion, that is 6,000 crore rupees liquefied natural gas import project in Bangladesh. Amazon. Amazon has been awarded a patent for flying warehouse. What is flying warehouse? So basically Amazon is building warehouses in sky now. They will be called airborne fulfillment center, just like we have godowns or warehouses in physical format, in brick and mortar format. Similarly, Amazon will have these warehouses built in the sky at an altitude of almost 45,000 meters. And from there, the drones or the unmanned aerial vehicles, they will take the stuff that you order and they will deliver the package via drones to your house. Now this is what you call technology. No wonder Flipkart is crying foul. Solar power company called Azure Power, it is building its largest 150 megawatt solar power project in Punjab. And for that they have signed an agreement with the Punjab Energy Development Agency. So just remember that Azure Power is the name of the company which is building a solar power project in Punjab. Google, very very important. Google CEO is an Indian, Sundar Pichai, we all know. He had come to India, he had delivered a fantastic lecture in IIT Kharagpur. Do check that video out. And Google has launched two products, okay? One is called My Business and second is called Digital Unlocked. And these products are launched in India first in the world. So what is My Business? My Business is basically to help the businesses set up their website very very fast from their mobile phones. All they need is a mobile phone, smartphone. And what is Digital Unlocked? The second one. Digital Unlocked is an education program which has been launched in association with FICCI and India School of Business, Hyderabad. The government has imposed anti-dumping duty on which product? On jute. Please note that Bangladesh is the largest producer of jute in the world and India is the second largest producer of jute in the world, and India faces a stiff competition from Bangladesh. Now, anti-dumping duty has been put by DGAD, which is the concerned department for anti-dumping. It is called Directorate General of Anti-Dumping and Allied Duties, also called DGAD in short. It has put anti-dumping duty on jute on products coming from Bangladesh and Nepal to protect the domestic industry. Now what happens is when a product comes from abroad and it is cheaper than the domestic market, then the domestic market suffers, the manufacturing suffers. This is called dumping. What happens is some of these countries, they don't put the export duty on their product. So when these products are exported to a country like India, these products are cheaper because these countries don't put export duty. Therefore, India's job is to put some import duty or put anti-dumping duty so that those products' prices are comparable to that of the domestic industry to protect the domestic enterprises. Vedanta Group. The chairman of Vedanta Group is Anil Agarwal. So Vedanta Group's company called Hindustan Zinc Limited, it has got environmental clearances for its 1200 crore rupees Zawar mines expansion project, which is in the Sarda district in Rajasthan. So just remember the fine details. Vedanta Group chairman is Anil Agarwal. There is a company of Vedanta Group called Hindustan Zinc Limited, which is also the second largest zinc producing company in the world, and it has got environmental clearance for 1200 crore rupees Zawar mines expansion project in Sarda district in Rajasthan. Our central government has banned the import of reptile skin. Reptiles, they are the class of animals which crawl on the floor. Reptiles like snake, serpents and all these. Even crocodile is a reptile. So center has banned import of reptile skin because there was a demand for reptile skin. So there were always poaching of animals and illegal trading of snakes and all these. So this is like a cruelty free alternative to reduce suffering to animals, and this was done by Directorate General of Foreign Trade, DGFT. So human rights group have come in favor of this, of course, the animal welfare groups, human rights groups, etc. Tata Motors. Tata Motors, who is the CEO? Guenter Butchek. And Tata Motors is not a small company now. It has acquired Land Rover and these companies. So it's a very big enterprise now, Tata Motors. So Tata Motors and Castrol, they have together signed an agreement. Castrol is the commercial vehicle oil supplying company, and now it will supply oils to Tata Motors globally. And two companies have come together in Rajasthan. It's very, very important. Rajasthan CM Vasundhara Raje, she is saying that I will make Jaipur the second best startup hub after Bengaluru. And what she has done, Genpact and Cisco, both of these companies have come together to make Lighthouse City project, which is a global initiative in Jaipur, and this will make Jaipur an international startup hub. Lufthansa is the national airline of Germany, just like we have Indian Airlines, Indian Airways. So Lufthansa has become the first airline to have commercial operations with Airbus A350 to India. So Airbus is a company of France, and its main competitor is Boeing. These are the only two companies which manufacture commercial aircrafts in the world. So Lufthansa will buy Airbus A350. It's one of the largest, one of the biggest airplanes that you will ever see, and the flights will come from Germany to India. So there are a lot of important airports in Germany like Frankfurt, which is the most common, and Berlin, etc. So India has become the first country in Lufthansa's network to receive commercial operations by the prestigious Airbus A350. World Bank is again giving us a loan, this time for Tripura power upgradation project. How much loan? It is 1376 crore rupees. You can divide it by 6.7 to know it in $1 million. So this is for the Tripura power upgradation project. And which country got the most number of patents? Which is the most innovative company? Let's see. So IBM, in just 1 year, it got 8,088 patents. Can you believe it? In 365 days, it has got more than 8,000 patents. This is the list of top 10 US companies. Number 1 is IBM. By the way, IBM is also the number 1 IT, information technology company in the world with annual turnover of $120 billion plus. Remember that. Then there was Samsung, which is in dire straits, almost on the verge of collapse. Samsung Electronics, 5,518. Canon, 3,665. So the top 3 companies are this. Google was at number 5. Atos. Atos is basically a digital services provider. It has partnered with NASSCOM, which is a government organization, and together they will launch something known as NDLM, or National Digital Literacy Mission. It is also called Disha, or Digital Saksharta Abhiyan, basically to provide digital education services. There is a marriage between these two associations, Atos and NASSCOM. Mahindra's mutual fund company, which is called Mahindra Asset Management Company, it has launched something known as Mahindra Mutual Fund Dhan Sanchay Yojana. I repeat, Mahindra Mutual Fund Dhan Sanchay Yojana. And there is a scheme called Fly for Sure. This is launched by Air India. It has become the second airline to launch Fly for Sure. First airline to launch Fly for Sure was SpiceJet in November last year in 2016. But the latest in February 2017, it is launched by Air India. And this is to prevent last minute airfare. So for example, let's say you have booked a flight, you reach airport a little late, your flight is missed, still you can avail the very next flight for very less amount. That is Fly for Sure scheme. This is to prevent last minute airfare, because if you buy that time air ticket when you have just missed your flight, it will be very, very costly. So for that, Fly for Sure has been launched. Now, National Thermal Power Corporation, which is our Maharatan company, one of the biggest PSUs in India, it is acquiring Chhabra Thermal Power Plant from the Rajasthan government. So Rajasthan government is divesting, it wants to take money. That is why it is selling Chhabra Thermal Power Plant to NTPC. So NTPC has done agreement with Rajasthan Rajya Vidyut Utpadan Nigam Limited and Rajasthan Urja Vikas Nigam Limited. Indian Airlines SpiceJet has done one of the biggest deals in the history of Indian aviation, which is it will buy 205 new planes from which company? There are only two companies which provide, Airbus and Boeing. Boeing is an American company. Airbus is a French company. So it is buying from American company Boeing, and the deal is worth $22 billion. And who is SpiceJet's chairman? Ajay Singh. BHEL, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited, which is again Maharatan company, one of the biggest PSUs. It has commissioned a 500 megawatt thermal unit in West Bengal. And where will it be commissioned? It will be commissioned at Sagar Dhigi Thermal Power Station in Murshidabad district of West Bengal. So you should know all the districts of West Bengal apart from Kolkata, of course. You should know North 24 Pargana, you should know Haldia, Purulia, and all the districts basically. It will enhance your GK. And there is a district called Murshidabad also in West Bengal. So there BHEL is commissioning 400 megawatt thermal power plant. Competition Commission of India, CCI, it has imposed penalty of 207 crore rupees on 7 major cement companies for rigging of bids and cartelization to get tenders in Haryana government order. So Haryana government has issued an order, and these cement companies, they were forming a cartel. What is a cartel? See, in oligopolistic market, that is the market in which there are very few sellers, like the Indian telecom company, it is an oligopolistic market. So there is a chance that all these companies can form cartel for mutual benefit. So this was done by a lot of these cement companies: Shri Cement, Ultratech Cement, Jayaprakash Associate, JK Cement, Ambuja Cement, ACC, and JK Lakshmi Cement. They have been fined 207 crore rupees by Competition Commission of India for forming a cartel. Then Flipkart has got the award for the India's most trusted e-commerce company for 4th time in a row by E-Tailing Leadership Index by the research firm Red Seer Consulting. Flipkart is India's most trusted e-commerce brand, and although right now they are in a little bit of trouble, they had fired their CEO Sachin Bansal. Now they have fired their new CEO Binni Bansal also, and made him a group CEO. So Kalyan Krishnamurthy has taken over, who was the head for their one of the biggest financiers. So Flipkart is in a little bit of trouble, but not in more trouble than Snapdeal. So let's see which one shut down its operations first. Freecharge has launched mutual funds on its platform in partnership with Reliance Mutual Fund. So the advantage of this will be it is paperless. There are investments from as low as rupees 100, instant redemption, and online KYC is available. Transactions cost are almost zero. So Freecharge has partnered with Reliance Mutual Funds and launched its own mutual fund platform. Which are the most innovative companies in the world? Number 1 is Apple. This is given by Boston Consulting Group, one of the very, very important consulting and biggest companies. So there was a 50 most innovative company survey report. Number 1 is Apple, number 2 Google, number 3 Tesla Motors of Elon Musk, number 4 is Microsoft, and number 5 is Amazon. You should know the founders or CEO of all of these. Apple's CEO is Tim Cook, and Google's founders are Sergey Brin and Larry Page. Tesla Motors, Elon Musk. Microsoft is Satya Nadella, and Amazon is Jeff Bezos. So Vodafone, which is headquartered in UK, Vodafone has signed an agreement with the government of the West Bengal, and it will invest 3,000 crore rupees for capacity augmentation in the next 3 years. So recently there was a Bengal Global Business Summit to attract investors, and Vodafone committed 3,000 crore rupees for the same. Now there was a business summit in Jharkhand also, which is called Momentum Jharkhand. So that also took place recently. Now there is a new universal rail mill worth 1,200 crore rupees, which was inaugurated by the Bhilai Steel Plant of SAIL, okay, Steel India, Steel Authority of India Limited, SAIL. So it has inaugurated universal rail mill. So steel minister is Chaudhary Birender Singh. So as I said, Telangana's incubator is called T-Hub. It has launched a GIS Innovation Hub, or GIH, in collaboration with ESRI India. And ESRI India is India's leading Geographic Information System or GIS software and solution platform. Next, Boeing. Boeing, which manufactures aircraft. So Boeing Corporation has launched the Boeing India Engineering and Technology Center. They have made a technology center in India in Bengaluru to enhance their aerospace innovation. Make My Trip, which is a very popular online travel booking website. It has launched India's first social luxury travel magazine, and the name of the magazine is Luxury Travel Times. Nokia, the company from Finland, which was acquired by Microsoft. So Nokia Indian operation has bagged a contract of 3650 crore rupees from Vodafone for deployment and expansion of the 4G network in the country. So Nokia will help Vodafone expand their 4G in India. HPCL, which is Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, very important PSU, and GAIL. So they have signed a pact with the government of Andhra Pradesh, and they are setting up a 40,000 crore rupees petrochemical plant. So 40,000 crore rupees, which is just around $6 billion. And India's largest startup incubator will be built in Hubli. So Hubbali, or previously it was called only Hubli, in Karnataka, and it will be made by Guru Raj Deshpande, who is a very famous overseas investor, and he has another enterprise called Sandbox. Reliance Defense, it has signed a contract with our Indian Coast Guard. It will manufacture 14 fast patrol ships or vessels, and this contract is worth 916 crore rupees. And by this, Reliance has become the first private company in India to get the award from Indian Coast Guard, which is actually making ships for Indian Armed Forces. KSEZ, Special Economic Zone, which is a subsidiary of the GMR Group, it has signed a MOU with many firms to set up a special economic zone at Kakinada. So just remember it will be built in Andhra Pradesh at an investment of 47,000 crore rupees. And Uber Moto, the CEO of Uber he's also the founder of Uber, Travis Kalanick. Remember this person's name, Travis Kalanick, super important for exam business GK. Uber Moto will launch its service in Hyderabad also. It's a two-wheeler service. It is not a four-wheeler service. And there is a committee called Meena Hemchandra Committee set up by the Reserve Bank of India to give recommendations on how can India deal with the cyber security threats, because with digitization comes its own perils, and one of the biggest one is the cyber security threat. The Reserve Bank of India has decided to set up separate enforcement department. So we already have an enforcement directorate under the Ministry of Finance, but Reserve Bank of India has decided to have its own enforcement department so that the speedy implementation of the regulations can be done, and a thorough check of the security norms can be applied. And this will this enforcement department of the Reserve Bank of India will be operational from 1st April 2017, which is also, by the way, the date of application of General Anti-Avoidance Rule. The monetary policy, nothing was changed. So if you have mucked up the previous values, it will apply right now also. Monetary Policy Committee, as you know, 6 members, all the 6 members were in the favor of just keeping the rates constant. Nothing is changed. The GDP growth, they are saying Reserve Bank of India estimation is 6.9% for this year, and for next financial year it is 7.4%. So repo rate, everything is same. Our liquidity adjustment facility is unchanged, 6.25%. Reverse repo, again 5.75. 6.25 is the repo rate, and reverse repo is 5.75. Marginal standing facility is 6.75. Bank rate again 6.75. The difference between bank rate and repo rate is that repo rate is short term, bank rate is long term, and marginal standing facility, which is the for overnight or very small time, it's 6.5%, again unchanged. Reserve ratio, cash reserve ratio is what the banks have to keep with the Reserve Bank of India. It is only in cash, 4%, and it is 4% since 2013. And our statutory liquidity ratio, which is 20.75%, which is the amount of money the government has to invest in the government securities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated India's first international exchange, India INX, at Gift City. What is Gift? It is the Gujarat International Finance Tech City, also called Gift City, at Gandhinagar in Gujarat. And what is India INX? It is a wholly owned subsidiary of the Bombay Stock Exchange. So I'm tired, and I'm sure you will be tired too, but I hope my hard work of last 14 days is reflected in this video to you all. This video was a lengthy video because I merged part 2 and part 3. So this is a wholesome video. If you watch my banking awareness part 1 and this video, then you are done. You don't need any website, any other resource, any newspaper, any magazine. Such is the authority with which I make these videos, and it is the confidence in my own ability and the confidence in my pedagogy and my research that I'm able to say so. So thanks a lot. Please share this video and encourage me. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.